send it, I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
Boom! Welcome on back to the greatest college football show on YouTube. On are we still on Apple and Spotify? I don't even know. We used to be on Apple and Spotify. We are on YouTube because it hasn't uploaded on my phone yet. So I don't know. I'll have to talk to TA about that later. But listen, your wifey's favorite gambler, your baby mama's favorite bookie. I gave you the picks last week. Hey guys, I'm 29-11 on TikTok, but really I'm not. You want to know why? I keep putting them in my drafts and not sending them to the thing. So I will actually have picks out on the TikTok because I make them early, and then I put them in my drafts and I send them out in the morning. Well, I'm a fucking idiot, and I haven't been doing that. They've been staying in my drafts. But that's okay because we're doing an early morning show tomorrow like we did last week, where we almost hit a $16,000 parlay.
Yeah, that was wild.
Perfect. If you individually bet our picks, you won lots of units last week. Me and Tyler killed it. We saw the dogs last week, and the dogs were barking last week. And we picked, listen to our records. Me and Tyler last week, I went 14-3. He went 11-6. Suck a dick. Rob, you don't count. You weren't here. You weren't on the show. We don't want to hear from you. But that's okay.
Fucking, I phoned that shit in. I was better than Tyler.
You're still really pretty. I'm talking about the gambling picks. We were fantastic. We were beautiful. We are back. I was looking for a college football show because my boy Josh Pate was sick this week, and he's usually who I listen to. Like, that's the guy because Unnecessary Roughness is Casey Smith talking about bullshit and how she sucks off Deion Sanders and jerks off Michigan, and she really has no clue what the fuck college football is anymore. And I like Cover 2. Cover 2 is great. But I listen to Cover 2 and Josh Pate to get like real college football, not bullshit from Casey Smith. He was down. He was out. He had like the COVID. He's not feeling well. So I couldn't listen to like a knowledgeable college football podcast because I like to gain more knowledge. I think that's our void, boys. That's our void right there, right behind those two. Right there. We are that good. We're just sailing. We're giving you the picks. We're better. We're literally better than everybody on the internet. Like, this is where we are. We are spiked college football. I'm the best gambler on the internet. Tyler's the best producer. And Rob, Rob just looks really good with a pair of glasses on.
Fuck.
And keeps us level-headed. This is what we need.
I hate being the straight man for this fucking show. Where is JC?
Yeah, I know. It's bad. We can't have you being a straight man.
Yeah.
You're just not a straight man. Rob needs to be kooky and zany like me. That's all right. JC will be back, I think, after next week because hunting season's dwindling down. Dwindling off. So he'll be back.
We want our White Castle eating, gin drinking Rob back.
Thank you. Yeah. I will say, you said dwindling. You said the season's dwindling down for hunting, but it's heating up for fucking college football.
We told you guys November was coming. We told you
November was coming. November's here.
Now it's here. November is going to come all over everybody's face. I told you guys earlier during the pre-meeting in the show. We've been picking 13 to 15 games a week, trying to give you guys, we just not against the spread, just picking the winners, like a normal college football show does. But this week we have 21, 22 games because there's a lot of games that mean a lot into a lot of places. I'm so happy that they're finally playing football, and it's not just my team, Notre Dame, carrying the torch for all college football. We're actually playing teams this week. It's good.
Because November.
Now, Rob, I want to get you a quick little thing real quick.
Sure.
You're the lawyer. You're the lawyer of the group. You're the smart one of the group, allegedly on paper. On paper, you're the smartest. On paper, whatever that means. Talk to me about the Michigan allegations.
About the cheating scandal?
Thoughts, concerns?
So, I think there's a couple pieces to it. One is everybody does some elements of it. Like, if the idea, Jesus Christ. If the idea of trying to steal signs is, a fucking problem, that's why you have all the stupid signs with all the random bullshit that people hold up and they do all the stupid shit. It's meant to confuse so that you can't steal signs as easily, but obviously it's part of the game. That's why they do it. So I think that's kind of stupid in and of itself to make a big deal out of it. But they're making a big deal out of it because Michigan's a big deal, right? Like that's
I thought that
really
too. I thought that too, but Michigan's taking it to like a whole other level of
sure.
like, and I said last week on the show, like I didn't really care, blah blah blah, but like they're like trying to cheat harder than they need to have to try to cheat. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to
Yeah.
cheat more than they need to have to cheat.
Yeah, sure. Well, here's the thing, right? It's not a fucking World Series, right? Like this is really. I mean, who was it? Purdue was the coach that was complaining about it or some shit. Like Michigan doesn't have to cheat to beat Purdue. If this is Michigan with cheating as like their edge and they're still looking like a shit, like very boring football team, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. You know what I mean? It's not like they had some trick play that
Well,
took
what the fuck
advantage
we're
of.
doing is what happened against TCU.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking about. But I thought the original like whatever wasn't from TCU, right? It was from like
they
another Big Ten
didn't
school.
steal TCU. That's why they couldn't get their signs. Because
Oh,
a lot of the Big Ten coaches told TCU what was going on, and they switched their signs before the game, and
Right.
then they got boat raced.
Yeah. But my thing is, I don't know. Me personally, I would always switch my signals before every game. Like
No,
I
I get that too, and I would too. But my thing is, I said last week that I didn't really care, and I'm just like you. But everything's coming out like they're trying so hard to cheat. Like try harder to like switch your sign. Like try
Yeah.
harder to be better at football, not
I
stealing
agree.
signs.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I mean that's fine. I'm saying like, are they gonna ban them or some shit? Put an asterisk next to their boat race at TCU? You know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares? Like, I get that it's a problem, but I also get that that's kind of like the psychological warfare of football anyway. Like, I don't know. Like, I know there's a line, and I'm pretty sure Michigan crossed it, but I don't think that we need to like ban them from football or some shit.
Yeah, it's not like Hamas bombing Israel. I mean, everybody get over it. It's definitely. Oh, sorry, wrong. We're not talking about Free Palestine or Israel. This is a college football podcast. Sorry.
Yes.
I had to throw in that just a little bit. This is, again, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, the Israel thing's a big deal. This is not the Israel thing. Jokes. This isn't a big deal because everybody steals signs in every single sport. But the way Michigan went about it is just kind of like,
Well,
what are you
let's
doing?
put it
Like they're like tryhards of
right.
They're like the
That's
tryhards
exactly.
of
They're
cheating.
very sweaty about this in the wrong way. So what I would say is, if we're in a position, and God, I hope we're not, but if we're in a position where we're trying to look at maybe 2 schools from the Big Ten are going again, blah 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 blah, then I hope that this is the reason why they don't do that, right? Like if Michigan loses and it's 1 loss or whatever, that they just fucking say, fuck you, you're not going to the playoff this year because you're a bunch of sweaty tryhards and we don't like you anymore. Like this is the only thing that I could see come out of it is this is a reason to not have 2 Big Ten schools go.
Yeah, see, I don't think that they deserve to go if they lose. Like,
right. No, they don't.
but I kind of like, I kind of hope that this is the reason why. Like, I hope they get fucked by this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, but it would be awesome drama if they got fucked because of this.
Yes. I would
And again,
love
I don't care, but it would be funny.
it could not happen to a better school.
Yes, it would be fucking hysterical.
Yes.
I think.
Agreed. So there's our
Tyler,
intellectual
Tyler,
corner.
are you still on the same level as me, or are you still saying what you said last week, or do you think? What are you thinking?
There's been new wrinkles with him freaking getting fired by Michigan, and then there's like even a new wrinkle where the university presidents can hold like their TV revenue sharing deal in the name of like competition. There's like a committee that can withhold it. But I'm pretty much the same as what I said last week.
I feel like the whole state of Michigan, when it comes to college football, are a bunch of assholes. Like, I don't know, man. This year is fucking terrible between Michigan State and Michigan just doing, like, highly, in my opinion, highly unnecessary things for their particular programs.
And then,
Like-
then there's another one that I overlooked. Because you remember the hallway incident at the big house where
Yeah.
there was a fight that broke out.
I remember.
Well, next week, there are people pulled out of that game and penalized. We're like week 3 into this. We haven't heard crickets from like the Big Ten or the NCAA.
That's very true. I don't know. I think it's here you go. Here's a reference. I think it's much ado about nothing, and let's just move on and play football, and let's let Michigan lose while they have their stupid signs because they're not that good of a football team.
Yeah.
Well, and again, now that everybody officially knows, right, and everybody's going to switch their signs up or
I
whatever
almost think Harbaugh put this out so that there's a built-in excuse
for when they get boat raced.
when they get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Because he's darting for the NFL. He's going to coach the Chargers. He's out. He played for the Chargers. He's either coaching the Chargers or he's going to coach the Bears. I think he's going to coach the Chargers because that's who he played for. I think he's out.
And it's a better team. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam. I don't know if he's watching, but
I think he's out. I think I think he might have put this out there for excuses. A little backdoor, like let's tell on ourselves because I think he's out.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that this sort of political nonsense back and forth. I mean, this also happens at every level of the game. The kind of PR spin and the coaches trying to set themselves up in a particular way or whatever. Like I said, I think the whole state of Michigan is just a fucking dumpster fire this year when it comes to college football. No shade on Western Michigan or whoever might be doing well in the MAC.
They're not. Let's move on. Let's talk a little more ball from last week. Rob, let's just bash your team real quick because they're dead to me. I mean, almost losing at home to Virginia is a fucking joke, especially when I picked them to cover, and they decided not to, and they ruined my. I had called it the winners parlay, and I had 9 games, and I would have hit for $3,000. But Miami can't cover a fucking spread. So fuck them.
You've been saying that for fucking years. This is our 4th year doing the show. Miami's never covered a spread.
Rob, it's Virginia.
Who just beat UNC.
Right, so they should have a letdown game. It's Virginia. They had players shot last year. They should still be in mourning. They shouldn't even have a team.
Again, ridiculous. If they were in mourning, they just beat an actually good team who already beat Miami the week, a couple weeks before.
And we did talk about last week. Fuck that. We're not talking about Miami football. Let's get the fuck out of there.
I picked Virginia to win, so I don't know what the fuck you wanted.
We're off of that. I did say during our picks last week, Tyler was with me. I said Jason Bean was a good quarterback, and I said he was good enough to beat Oklahoma. Did I make that pick, though? I did not make the pick. I had a little gambling spot on my own that I made the pick and saw on FanDuel. I didn't pick it on the game. I said I'm going to take Oklahoma just to stay chalk. But I did say during I was like they're going to stay within the number, and that Jason Bean is a good enough quarterback to beat Oklahoma. And it's a sleepy spot in the afternoon. And what happened, Tyler? Exactly what we said was going to happen.
Yes, we did. Exactly.
We literally said that.
Well, lest we forget, not that different teams, but when Oklahoma marched down the field, perfect 2-minute drill, left only 15 seconds on the clock against Texas, Texas still almost got that fucking Hail Mary in. And there was 15 seconds, and Oklahoma played the shittiest prevent defense ever.
Oklahoma is a terrible defense. I don't care.
Yeah. Only thing that changed that up was Venables called a timeout, or didn't even call a timeout. He got a timeout and then decided to blitz everyone instead of playing to prevent us from winning defense, which was like the first smart thing I saw him do as a coach.
I think this is going to be I don't know if this is the right word. Last week and this week is going to be a juxtaposition of each other. Last week was except for the Kansas-Oklahoma game. I mean, it couldn't be chalkier than chalk. Everything was chalk, talk, rock, chalk. No upsets, no even like close games, except for Miami, Virginia. We're not going to get into that. But very, very chalky. Every team that should have won. They pretty much, if they didn't cover, they were close to covering. It was very chalky McChalkerson. This week, boys, there's a lot of ranked games. There's a lot of games with big implications for a lot of conferences. Who is the top 5 team right now? Who is a guaranteed, certified, no doubt about a top 5 team? We'll do it as like a draft. Rob, pick who's the top 5 team.
Of like almost like a college football playoff pick.
Yeah, like who's it? Let's do a top. We'll do top 6 because we have 6. We'll each do 2. Who's the top 5 team?
Jesus Christ.
Top 6 team.
I don't know. Let's go with. I don't even fucking know. I'll take Georgia, but I don't actually want to take Georgia. Does that make sense?
I think Georgia's the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah, like so that's a solid top 6 pick, but I'm not happy about it.
Tyler, who would you say is a top 6 team in the country?
Washington.
Yeah, until they're not.
I will go with that for now, but the last 2 games, their defense has been awfully bad.
Very bad.
They've looked like a Pac-12 team.
I'm going to take this team. I think they're number 1 in the country. I think they're number 1 in the polls too. And yeah, their offense isn't as flashy as you're used to it, but boys, their defense is so fucking good, and they're actually good because they actually play teams. Ohio State is the number 1 team in the country. They can run the ball. They have weapons. Their offense is a little shaky, but their defense. Maybe because they remind me of their defense is so good. They're so good on defense. You can't move the ball.
Yeah, they're very much an immovable object.
And then we'll snake back around. I would say for right now, and right now only, I might go with FSU. I'm gonna say Oregon getting over the hump and destroying Utah, like me and Tyler talked about on the show last week. On the show last week, I said, this is a spot where I always pick Utah. This is a Utah game. Not here. Not here, because Utah is going to get boat raced because Oregon is a for real team. Lanning has those boys ready to go. I think they're the best team in the Pac-12. I think they're a playoff team, and I think they win that division.
I just want to see Washington, Oregon again in the freaking championship game.
And you know what, Tyler? I think we're going to, but I think Oregon beats the shit out of them this time. I think Washington's defense has really gone down, and Oregon has really started playing.
Yeah,
they're running the ball, they're throwing the ball, they're playing good defense.
They're Dan Lanning's got them to the point where
Dan Lanning has them in that that SEC mode of playing defense. But they're not just Pac-12 football. Like they have dudes now. They have dudes
who can play. Like they said, we'll go play, bud, and that's the end result.
All right, we got 2 more teams. Who are we going to put in there?
TA, you're up.
I guess I gotta go FSU. No,
I think we have to because I still think they have one of the most impressive wins.
They do,
and then another top 10 impressive win at the LSU and the Alabama game. They've struggled a little bit, but they're not really struggling. They struggled that one game against I forgot who, but then they're beating teams, and they're beating teams the way they should. The Boston College game, that was the one game that was closer, but they deserve their. Hey, your record is what it says you are. You know?
Yeah, that was probably also the game where Jordan Travis didn't have it all, and their defense saved them, if I remember.
And that's what good teams do. They win those games that are tight.
They did that against Clemson for sure.
And Clemson, low key, isn't as bad as we think they are. Maybe their teams they're playing are just a little better, and they're a little bit down.
They're definitely down. Clemson's not a good team, but playing in Clemson is still extremely difficult. Does that make sense?
Clemson is a good team. They're not Clemson of what we've seen in the last 10 years.
Well, again,
like they're a bowl team. They're a bowl team. They're not like a walkover, pushover. They're not a pushover, they're like the Iowa of the ACC.
It's an expensive ass Iowa. Shit.
Yeah, I think the Iowa of the ACC is fair, but I think that's because they're almost impossible to beat at home. Like they're not actually a good team; they're a good program. If that makes any sense.
Like this year, they're not a good better than the team. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the mystique around the program or whatever, the fan base, whatever you want to call it. Clemson itself is not really a scary team at this point. But that means I don't have to pick FSU. Thank you, TA.
Who's our
So-
last team in?
So the last team that's not going to get in, though I think that they should, is Texas/Oklahoma. Like whoever I think is going to win the Big 12, which honestly is probably going to be Texas.
Texas.
Because
Oh,
they-
no, so no Michigan.
Fuck Michigan.
I
Look.
love it. I love that you guys actually know football. I love
Michigan is just listen. I love Smash Mouth football. Michigan is not Smash Mouth football. It's boring football.
Just the
Like-
way that they played with their non-conference, and it didn't really look like playing. It was like
I
they were
thought-
actually competitive.
Right. Well, I think the stat was like they have the 111th worst like rated like strength of schedule. 111.
And their comeback is, well, we make the schedule 10 years. I'm sorry, but when has UNLV, Eastern Carolina, and Hawaii ever been relevant ever?
Yeah, not in the last 10 years.
Not in the last 10 years, that's for sure. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Like
So
I
I'm
miss
tired of
Timmy
hearing
Chang
that
as a
excuse,
football player.
and I'm
But
tired of hearing, well, JJ's actually a good quarterback. Bro. And listen, here, we're going to go on a little rant real we're going to take a little bit of a right-hand turn. Will Levis, who I told you was not a good NFL quarterback, yes, he had 4 touchdowns the first game. 100% good for you. Did you watch him play last night? He's not an NFL quarterback. He can't read defenses. He's going to have a couple games in his first year where he's going to look great. He'll be out of the league in 4 years, like I told you. He's not a
Daniel
good
Jones
quarterback.
2.0. Here he goes again.
I'm pounding on the ground because I'm so upset. Listen, and now your boy JJ isn't even as good as Will Levis was. He throws slant screens and like his slant, they call it a post, but it's not really a post because it's more of like a 12-yard slant across the. It's not really a post pattern, and then every once in a while he'll throw the ball deep down the side. Like he can't complete a fucking 15-yard out. He can't complete an 18-yard dig. He can't complete a 15-yard hook back into the middle. Like, what are we doing? He's not a good quarterback. He showed it last year against TCU. He's playing very bad teams and padding his stats. When he has to throw the ball, if he plays Notre Dame's defense, yeah, I'm a Notre Dame fan, he's going to get shut down because we can take the running game out with 6 guys. We don't need any more than 6. Ohio State, guess what? They might even have a better defense than us. They can take the running game out with 6 guys. And you're going to throw on 5? Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I cannot wait because I want them to keep chirping. Keep fucking going. Keep going. Keep just fucking blabbing. I can't wait. I'm going to be the biggest Buckeye fan when they just get their dicks pounded in. And I think Penn State might be able to do it, except for Drew Aller is so fucking bad at quarterback.
Very bad.
He makes
Terrible.
JJ McCarthy look decent.
Also,
So-
along with the JJ McCarthy being extremely bad, can we also put a kibosh on his Heisman hopes? Because he's not Heisman caliber.
No, he's not. And I have a question. Why can't anybody in the Big Ten, like Purdue will find a quarterback before Penn State or Michigan. Like Indiana found Pettit. Like, why can't they ever find a quarter? Like Ohio State consistently finds guys that can, almost play in the league or can play in the league. Michigan can't. Penn State can't. They're the 2 big. Like, what are we doing? Iowa has Mullins in the NFL. Iowa has a quarterback in the NFL over Michigan. Like, what are we doing? Tyler, what's up with the Big Ten that they can't?
They just they really haven't had one in the last 10 years.
They haven't had one since Hackenberg.
That's right.
Who wasn't? Listen, I couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. The conference that actually puts out NFL quality quarterbacks. ACC has way better quarterbacks and not as good teams. Like our programs aren't actually that good, and yet we have miles better quarterbacks. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense that those 2 programs can't find a fucking quarterback
I also know we back out the Brinks trucks for these quarterbacks. So I
I
know
just don't understand. Did you guys watch how bad he was against Ohio State last week?
very. I did.
Like, I mean, Hartman didn't throw a pick against them. Hartman was like 70%. He didn't throw the ball down the field, but he was hitting guys. Like, they played good defense. Like, that was a hard defense for Sam to play against, and he did good. Not great. But
You
that's
should have
probably
run
the
it more, but that's okay.
It's probably the toughest defense they played, but like, this kid was bad. Just blatantly missing wide receivers. Like, it's just, you shouldn't be missing wide receivers like that. It's just, I don't understand it. I don't understand why their programs can be so great and the quarterback can be so bad.
Well, and as Tyler said, I mean, you said like they're backing out all sorts. I mean, the NIL deals through the fucking roof. Like, ACC teams don't even do that, right? Sam Hartman did not get fucking giant ass deals to go to Wake Forest. I don't even think Drake May got that much
He
money to
didn't
go
even
to
get a
UNC.
bag. He didn't even get that big of a bag to go to Notre Dame. He got like a little bag.
Like
Yeah.
Jeff Sims got, I know, a pretty big bag to come here for Nebraska for 2 years, and he didn't even start 3
But
games.
you picked a Georgia Tech quarterback who somehow had better potential than
I'd
half
rather
the
have
fucking Big
Sims.
Ten.
I think
you
I'd
know
rather
it's-
have Sims play quarterback right now than Drew Aller.
You know what's even more weirder? We'll probably have to go to the NIL well again to get another quarterback here because our in-house system hasn't started developing yet.
Sure, but I just don't understand how you had to do that because there was nobody in conference that you could
Rob,
snap.
is it because of the pro style? Because like the teams up there, they do. I mean, Ohio State doesn't really. They run that pro style. 2 tight end, 2 receiver, 1 back. Is that why?
I don't think that's the reason why. Like, yes, but I think it's the perception. Like, so quarterbacks in the Big Ten don't get glorified except at Ohio State. Like, ever. Like, I can't
they're not
name.
good?
That's
But
why.
I'm saying go back 50 years. I can't name a Big Ten quarterback, big time college quarterback who was an Ohio State quarterback.
Drew Brees.
Okay, Purdue.
Brees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stancy was really good with Wisconsin.
Okay. Wisconsin occasionally, except they don't ever pan out. Russell Wilson technically counts, but he started at NC State.
Drew Henson.
Drew Henson? Really? That's what we're going with?
Chad Henne.
You're reaching there.
I'm reaching.
You hear the names that you were saying, right? Like, these weren't glorified college quarterbacks. And what I mean is by like they didn't get real like spotlight.
Juice Williams.
Okay, well, I love Juice. Okay, I went to Illinois, so obviously I love Juice Williams. But like those are like
I'm actually like really trying to think of quarterback. Like I can't think of any other like.
You get one for each of these programs, right? Like in the entire history of the program.
Minnesota. I can't think of any from Minnesota.
But if you're lucky, you get like one. It's like Vanderbilt got fucking Jay Cutler, and that was all they got.
Who was the guy from Northwestern? There was a kid from Northwestern that was pretty good. I can't even remember.
He fucking went. Are you not talking about the guy who went 7th round to Simeon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went 7th round to the Broncos. Ended up being our starter. Sure. Okay, there you go. Every program in the Big Ten seems to get one forever. That's it. You get one. Whereas ACC, they just like that's who we make our quarterbacks the fucking centerpiece of every program.
Guys, who back when Penn State was like good in the 80s, who was their quarterback?
I don't fucking know. But here's the thing. Even the Packers in the NFL, like I know that Bart Starr was their quarterback. Was he actually the good quarterback? No, but they glorified him, right? Bart Starr.
Tom Brady wasn't even like that glorified at Michigan. Like, think about it.
No, yeah, I don't even think he started. Oh, you know who started over him was Greasy.
I'm really trying to think of quarterbacks from the Big. Tyler, who's the best quarterback to go through Nebraska?
Well, I can think off the top of my head.
Modern era, you could go Eric Crouch, or before that, Tommy Frazier.
That's going
two
quick.
names. That might be, and you know what, Rob? That might be the best 2 names at a program in the Big Ten.
I mean,
Yeah.
And you know what? He wasn't in the Big Ten.
right. And it was during. I
They
mean,
were Big 12. They were Big 12 schools. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
I'll leave out the other Heisman, Johnny the Jet Rogers. That's another Heisman.
But
winner.
so Tyler, you don't even count because they weren't even in the Big. That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
you're a Big 12 school.
Yeah.
Say
Can
if
you
you're in a
guys
Big
name
10
me-
school, you got
Can
nothing.
you guys name me any Big Ten school that has had 2 quarterbacks that were worth a damn? Besides Ohio State.
No. I mean, we already talked about them from Michigan, kind of. But they're
Is it
always like,
Hackenberg and Clifford? Is that really
Yeah.
what we're doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Boomer-
we had a
Is it
couple.
Boomer Esiason and Tagliavoa? Well, no, that doesn't
Apparent.
count
Well,
because
again,
Boomer was in the ACC back when he was playing.
well, and again, Penix kind of counts, but then he left.
But yeah, he pieced out to a better school.
And like the opposite for Russell Wilson. Like Russell Wilson came in from an ACC school, so he
Is
kind of
the
counts.
answer- Is the answer Juice Williams and Tommy DeVito? Like,
Yeah.
what-
Well, I mean, I love those guys.
And
but
again, Tommy DeVito came from Syracuse, which is an ACC school.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. If you look at the ACC schools, I'm not saying that they're good programs, but whoever goes there and is a good quarterback, they are fucking. You get what you're looking for. You get the hype, right?
Same with the
I mean-
SEC, same with the Pac-12, same with the Big 12.
Yeah,
Tyler, can you
definitely the
honestly-
Pac-12.
can you
The Pac-12
honestly
is
give
too
me-
much.
Can you honestly give me Can you give me a school that their quarterback's worth a damn in the Big Ten? 2 of them. You can't. There's not one.
I'm trying, and I can't really.
I think the closest one will be Russell Wilson. And well, again, he came from the ACC, so it doesn't.
He's an
really count.
NC State product. He
Yeah,
could
it's actually
cut it at
the
NC
answer is
State somehow.
Clifford. The answer is Clifford and Hackenberg.
Yeah, or Juice Williams and fucking Tommy DeVito, kind of.
DeVito came from the ACC.
Yeah, and Juice was from the fucking 90s.
All
Like,
right, let's move on. We got to move on from this because we can be here all night with.
yeah,
this
no,
is-
but that's why. I think that's why. It's culture. It's the fucking culture of the conference and the fact that nobody seems to give a shit about these quarterbacks. They feel like you're all replaceable, and when you treat them that way, they are. In the ACC, they're not. And I'm not saying that's better or worse. It just means we're going to get better quarterbacks than you.
Same thing in the Pac-12. Same thing in
Yeah.
the SEC.
Well, the Big 12, they overdo it. The Big 12, they are fucking gods among men, and that's really not a good look. Baker Mayfield, like, sorry, buddy. No, like, you
But
are
I'd rather
good
have
in college.
that- I'd rather have that than have what we. Because I mean, at Oklahoma, yeah, he was that. But you can list off 15 Oklahoma quarterbacks.
Yeah, and they just keep going, and they're always flameouts, right? Like, not good in the NFL.
But at least
None of them won a championship.
But at least you know about him, and at least you've heard about
Yeah.
him in lore.
Yeah. Yeah, of
You
course,
know-
because they funnel that shit, right? Every Texas quarterback that should have panned out or whatever. Like, I get it, but they maybe go a little too far. But you're right. If I have to pick one extreme or the other, I would rather pick the Big 12 extreme.
It's crazy. Let's move on, guys. Let's pick some fucking games. You guys ready?
Go for it.
Number 5, Washington at number 20, USC.
Who's starting? What's the order?
We will go Tyler, Rob, me.
TA, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, go in Washington. Totally.
Penix party.
Yeah, Penix for Heisman all the way.
Rob?
I'm going to go with the Penix party as well. I think that USC, maybe it'll be a score fest, or maybe they're not going to be able to stay with Penix the whole game. I think that the defense is not really strong enough to stand up the whole time. Me personally. Big upset spot. But
he needs a win
Bad.
to keep his job, and Caleb needs a win to keep his number 1 spot. And their defense isn't that good. And it's at home. I'm going USC.
well, I think it's going to be like 200 points, but every time I say
I'm gonna
that, it ends up being like 20.
75 to 76.
But you watch, it's going to be like we're going to show up for a fucking shootout and a fucking football game will break out. And all of a sudden, both defenses know how to fucking play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
23 K-State at 7 Texas.
Ooh. Now I got to put my money. I said Texas, so I got to at least say they should be able to handle their business at home against K-State. K-State's not bad.
Little bit of facts for this game. K-State has found probably the only team to ever work with two quarterbacks in a system that's actually working. K-State looks like a really good team right now.
They do.
Florida or Texas, what's his name is out again.
Quinn
is out. The backup is in, who played pretty decent last week. I'm going to go with Texas here. No, it's what's his name? Fuck.
Right.
Hold on.
So this guy's better than Arch Manning right now? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get his name.
I think this is going to be an ugly fucking game, but I think Texas where it's going to pull it out.
Malik Murphy. He is back. Second start. Again, he played again last week against BYU. Did pretty well. Had a bad pick, but I'm going to go with Texas for a couple reasons. It's home, and everybody and their mother is picking this as an upset spot. Everybody's doing it. And when everybody's doing something, it's not like last week with Kansas, Oklahoma. Nobody really saw that. Everybody's picking this, so I'm going to go with Texas.
Yeah.
You're right, because I had it as an upset spot, but now I'm thinking about not.
I did too, but everybody all week has been fucking sucking dick on this.
You're right.
Because Quinn's not starting, probably.
That's the
Quinn's
reason.
not starting. That's like the public's. This is like the public's upset pick.
Yeah.
But I never take that pick.
I'll buy it. I'll go K-State.
Wow.
I gotta stick to my guns.
No, nothing unanimous so far. I like it.
Number 9, Oklahoma at Oklahoma State, the last rendition of the Bedlam game for a very long time. It is my pick. I really want to take Oklahoma State here because Oklahoma State can run the ball and Oklahoma cannot stop the run. And I just bashed them for the Kansas game. But the same reason as the Texas thing is the exact reason why I'm picking Oklahoma here. Because everybody is going to be on Oklahoma State. Now, if this game was at night, under those fucking dark skies in Oklahoma State, I might pick them. But I'm taking Oklahoma.
You're right. That's the environment. It's not the environment of 2 years ago where, the next day Lincoln Riley leaves Oklahoma.
Right. That's why I'm picking Oklahoma strictly. The exact reason why I'm picking Texas.
It's in Stillwater, though?
It is in Stillwater.
Yeah, but it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, 2:30 local.
Yeah.
If it was a night game, I would be jumping all over Oklahoma State.
In those black uniforms? Oh.
And it gets really dark in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
No, I have been told. I had a coach who was from there, high school coach.
OU.
Okay. So, God, if they had those black uniforms during the night game, oof. Dunzo.
I would be on them. But everybody's going to – I can't.
What's the line at right now?
Plus 3.5.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State's getting 3.5?
Oh.
That's all they're getting. That's all they're getting.
No, let me double check that. I
thought it was 6.5.
That's what I thought it was too, but I thought I misread it. Oh, 5.5.
Yeah, that's about right.
From 6.5 down to 5.5? Is that what we're thinking?
Yep.
Oh, man. I swear Oklahoma broke my heart last week. Not even because I like Oklahoma that much, but I like Dylan Gabriel, and his defense just fucking folded on him. Ugh. All right, we'll stay Oklahoma, and that way we can all be disappointed together.
It's a bounce back spot. Next pick, kind of doing this because this is a team that doesn't play this team very well, but they should. Number 4, Florida State, going up north at Pittsburgh.
TA, you're up first.
Yeah, you're up first.
Why are we picking this? Because Pitt is shit. It's Florida State all day.
So this will be another one of those. Florida State travels up north, gets scared to their fucking core. Man, if Florida State overlooks this game, they will be totally fucked. Just like Pittsburgh crushed Louisville, right? Crushed them. And we are 2 weeks out.
I would
from
pick
winning.
this as a 100% upset if it was the 12 o'clock kick, but it's a 3:30 kick.
I don't think that makes much of a difference. If it was a nighttime kick, then it would be completely different, in my opinion.
I think it's real cold up here right now. I'll tell you that, Rob. It's real fucking cold up here.
Will it still be that cold at 3:30? I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think it will be. So I'm gonna say this is the BC like game 2.0, and Florida State still manages to squeak out a win, but everybody's looking at going, wow, this team's really not that good, not realizing how fucking tough it is to beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. So I'm gonna go with Florida State. But like by like a field goal.
21 points.
How much are they getting?
21
and a half. I got 21 and a half, yeah.
There's no way it's gonna be 3 touchdowns.
Listen, Pitt right now is 2-6.
Yeah.
Narduzzi is not a 2-6 coach. I'm taking the upset, boys.
Yeah, this is the spot.
It's cold. I think next week they have Miami.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If
Next
Florida
week they
State,
have Miami, it's going to be fucking cold. Narduzzi's going to have his defense playing well. Maybe a special teams play happen, something weird. I like Pitt for the upset.
So, just since I got to chime in as the ACC guy, the last time I picked an upset, right? Pitt got one of their 2 wins of the season by winning 44-13 over Louisville because they were at home, right? Like they blew out Louisville, who is still a good team. I don't see it happening only because I don't think Jordan Travis is going to let it happen. But
Jordan Travis could have a Heisman moment in this game to like save their season.
Yeah, but if the whole team is looking forward to Miami and not really caring about Pittsburgh, then yeah. And White Mike there is not ready for it. Because I don't know, has Norvell played at Pittsburgh yet?
Not in Pitt.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's ever played in Pittsburgh. So Mark Richt couldn't save Miami and Pittsburgh when we were undefeated and we were trying to finish out the season. I just don't see Norvell pulling that off. But I do see Jordan Travis pulling off. So I'm keeping my pick. I'm just putting it out there. There are so many ingredients for this to blow up super bad in Florida State's face.
All right.
Pitt can't defend the deep ball, and it's hilarious to watch. But that's just
They can't. Absolutely not.
But you want to know what, Tyler? Jordan Travis hasn't tried to throw a deep ball in 35-degree weather in Heinz Field with the wind swirling is all I'm saying. It's weird. It's a little weird. And I also think it might be a little snowy.
This is just hilarious because one of my friends is a big Florida State fan. He's already bought tickets for the ACC championship and said, quote, "We're going even if we lose to Miami. But what if you also lose to Pitt?"
I might be booking tickets to Vegas. So if we win on Saturday, but I digress.
Here we go, guys. Cal at number 6, Oregon.
At Oregon, picking Oregon.
Yeah, I just put this on there just to see if anybody would bite.
No.
Are we saying they win by 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns?
Okay. All right, next game. I'll shut up. 14 LSU at number 10 Alabama.
You're up, Johnny.
Yeah, it is your turn.
Jaden Daniels is probably one of the best probably the best quarterback in the SEC besides Spencer Rattler. Rob, it's just true, dude. Just watch the tape. This is always a great game. What a great rivalry. Maybe one of the best, like, tertiary. It's not even secondary. This is like a tertiary because it's Auburn, then Tennessee, then LSU as their rivals. This is probably the best tertiary rivalry in college football.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to go with Bama.
Tyler?
It's at home. It's Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, Bama. LSU don't have a defense.
So I would say this is one of the best modern rivalries in the SEC because I think
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because I know Tennessee's got obviously Auburn's just, perennial, but the time immemorial. But Tennessee was more of like maybe the 90s, whatever. Yeah,
LSU's getting 3 points, Rob, just so you know.
Yep.
Thank you. That's good to know. So, yeah, modern rivalry of the SEC since like the 2000s, right? Like since we've been watching college football, this has been the thing. Both of these teams have had like really bad losses, right? I mean, not against bad teams, but just like they didn't look good. Like LSU lost pretty badly to
Alabama
FSU.
was still trying to figure out their quarterback.
Yeah,
LSU,
and they lost pretty badly.
The loss to FSU, not great.
That's what I mean. It wasn't like a barely loss. It's like
And
they
who
both
else did
had.
they lose to?
serious-
LSU lost to somebody else.
It was not Auburn. Who was it? They squeaked it out against Auburn, I think, or Arkansas. I mean, I don't remember now. Did they lose to A&M?
No, they played the last game of the year.
Oh,
They lost. Oh, they lost to Mississippi.
Yep.
55-49 because they don't have a fucking defense. So you want maybe that helps LSU because Alabama can't score.
but Alabama has a really, really strong defense. So, okay, what's the over/under on the game? Let's take it one more step.
Over-under is 61.5. I have.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna take the under in Alabama. That's what we're gonna do.
I like it, Rob. Tyler?
He already won, I think. No, I'm sorry. Did you?
Yeah, I said Bama.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we had 3
All
for
right,
3.
boys. This is our first non-ranked game we're going to pick. I don't know what time of the day it is. I'd reckon it's in the middle of the day. It is Arkansas at Florida.
Oh Lord.
It's 11 o'clock kick. Well, 12 o'clock Eastern.
12 o'clock Eastern kick.
You're up first, TA.
Arkansas is getting 3.5.
It's two teams I just don't pick. So can I just not pick? No.
Pick someone.
Arkansas.
Tyler or Rob?
Man, I don't know. I hate Florida, but I really feel like I wouldn't call it a bounce back game, but like Florida shit the bed against Georgia. Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
So I think they're at home. They're going to want some vindication. And I don't think Arkansas has really proven that they can actually win in the SEC still. Like, I don't think they're as bad as
They lost
used to be.
7-3 to Mississippi State.
Oh, I know. But I remember. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying that
But then they
Arkansas.
almost beat Alabama. I don't fucking get that team.
And they almost beat LSU. They
Yeah.
came down to like the very last drive, basically. Jaden Daniels iced it for LSU. That was a close game. That was a hard-fought game. So I feel like Arkansas is a better team in the SEC, but they haven't gotten over the hump, except for that 1 year randomly where they fucking won in the SEC for like
They only
the
won
first half.
8 games. Yeah.
I know. No, I know. And that was like their greatest year ever. So I don't see them actually beating Florida in the swamp. I just don't see. I think it's going to be another 7-3 game, but still.
I'm with Rob. I'm taking Florida. Here you go, Tyler. I'll start this off. Nebraska -3 at Michigan State. Nebraska wants to prove something. They still want to be in the hunt. I think Nebraska wins by 20.
TA, just want to say 20.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I just know it. We're gonna go bowling. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm on board. Like I said earlier, Michigan, the state of Michigan college football is a fucking dumpster fire this year, and I don't think they're going to turn it around randomly against Nebraska.
I keep
All
hearing how lethal of a running back they have, their offensive line is punishment. I'm like, we'll find a way to win somehow.
They lost to Rutgers, just letting you know.
Yep.
And they when they were winning by 7 with like 2 minutes left. Illinois at Minnesota. Illinois getting a 1.5.
Oh, lovely. I'm going to pick this one first. Because you skipped me last time, just FYI. So,
Sorry.
it's okay. I get it. It was the TA pick.
Down to you.
ILLINI.
I will
Super
take
Independent.
this. This might be a good game, like a bad game, but a good game,
A competitive one, yeah.
like a 10-10 game going into the fourth.
With like
And
7,000 picks on both sides, just because.
I'm gonna trust in Bielema.
If it's a close game, I agree.
Consensus. All right, guys, here we go. My favorite team every single week. Kentucky at Mississippi State. Kentucky is favored by 4.5.
So this is TA's pick, technically.
Yeah.
And I'm going Mississippi State.
Rob?
This is literally good versus evil for Johnny B. This is literally his favorite SEC team versus probably his least favorite SEC team in known recent history. So I'm going to pick Kentucky just to make this easier for you, buddy. You can now go off. He's got to stretch.
I've been right about this fucking Kentucky team every single game. If you look at my list I showed you earlier, I did the book, I did the picks. I said Kentucky will win its first 4 or 5 and then lose every other game. So far I've been right. But here, Mississippi State's not doing that well. They're down. Their coach died. Very sad.
R.I.P.
I want to pick Kentucky here because I think that they should win this game. But then I remember, they're a bunch of blue-lipped, cousin-fucking, inbred, just fucking terrible human beings who can't speak English. They just speak this fucking language of they're just inbred, uneducated fucking morons. And they come at me, look at Will Levis throwing 4 touchdowns. He'll end up this year with 6 touchdowns and 45 interceptions because he's terrible. Leary's not much better. Your coach is a fucking disaster. I forget what's his name. Was he one of the Stoopses? Is that who it is? Yeah, that's probably who it is.
Mark.
You guys are Kentucky blue because that's the color of your skin because you fuck each other's cousins. I can't pick them here. So I'm going to go with Mississippi State, and they're going to win. And then you guys aren't even going to go bowling this year because everything I've said about you in the last 2 years has been right. 100% has been right. I haven't been wrong about you yet. I did say you were going to win your first 4 games this year. You did. Have you won since? No? Oh, all right. So shut the fuck up. Stop coming at me on Twitter, on my DMs, because I'm just shutting you up. Because did you watch the game last night? He's not an NFL quarterback. Shut the fuck up. Welcome to basketball season. Next game, Texas A&M at number 10, Ole Miss.
At number 10, Ole Miss. All right, so I'm going. Oh, man. So I think this is typical SEC eating each other, but just bringing each other down. I think A&M's going to win. I don't like A&M. I don't really want them to win, but this is just one of those spots where Sabanites, are going to basically maul each other to death, and the one that's higher ranked is going to somehow get upset by the lower ranked one. This is just like
I have a lot of analysis in this game real quick.
Go for it.
And it's not so much on the field. Jimbo's fighting for his job. Texas A&M fans are split. Some want him fired, some want him to keep his job. So they're split on whether they want to win this game. Lane has been running his mouth again. He hates Jimbo. Lane hates Jimbo. And I'm going to be on the side of fun this time. I was going to pick Jimbo, and the defense and Max Johnson's terrible left-handed quarterback bullshit. Give me Jackson. Give me Lane. Give me Hottie Toddy. Give me the huge racists at Ole Miss. I'm only going to be on their side for this game. They are huge racists. They are rebels, remember. They do fly the Confederate flag. They are pieces of shit. You can't even have hot fucking food in your tailgate at Ole Miss because they're racist. Racist pieces of shit. But I'm going to take them to win a football game even though they're racist. Fuck Ole Miss, but I'm going to pick them.
TA.
You know I'm blessing the Lane train on this. Ole
mean,
Miss.
Always riding the Lane train.
I already had Tyler marked down.
Thank you. Well, it should be known like that. Yes, it's Lane train all day.
Number 11, Penn State at Maryland. I'm going to try to get the spread and the time for this game. I'm not really sure.
So while we have a moment, I know Johnny hates this, but I do have to shout out.
3:30 and Maryland's getting 8.5 points.
Ooh, 8.5. Well, it's your pick, Johnny.
I'm taking Maryland. James Franklin is a bum. He can't beat good teams. Not saying Maryland's a good team, but they're not going to be able to recover. Their quarterback play was really bad, and it's not going to bounce back. Talia is going to have a good game against a good defense. He's going to hone in his brother's skills, the Tagliavoian skills, the Samoan skills, the Moana skills to win this game. And I think they're going to Maori all over Penn State's faces. That was pretty funny how I used that. It was a Disney reference. It was a Hawaiian reference. It was a Samoan reference. And Drew Aller just gave me a bad taste in Penn State. Gave me a bad taste in my mouth. I'm never going to pick them again. I'm going to take Maryland at home on the upset.
Tyler.
I'm scared. I was originally going to do that, but the Illinois loss is concerning on the Maryland side. But I'll let it. I gotta just overlook it. Just say Maryland.
Rob, you're going to be a straight guy here? Or you're going to ride with the riders? You going to be a rider or are you going to be a straight guy?
So I had a friend, UF fan, who was like, well, maybe Franklin's going to pull it out. Maybe this is the year he's going to show that it was worthwhile. The motherfucker should have stayed in Vanderbilt. He would have made more of his football career as a coach.
Yes, he would have.
Yep.
Let's go with the Terps.
That is the consensus upset pick. That is, hold on, let me see. Is that the first consensus upset?
It might be.
That is the second. So far, we're in our parlay. We are going to be putting Illinois and Maryland.
Oh, Lord. 2 Big Ten. Oh no. No. Bad.
In our money line parlay, we only have 2 consensus underdogs so far. And we are going to pick Illinois and Maryland. Let's see if we get any more. We have a couple more games to pick. Starting with the Va-Tech Hokies at Louisville. Louisville is number 13th in the country, and Va-Tech is getting 10 points. It's a 3:30 kick.
CA. You know you want to go first.
I'm taking Va-Tech. Kyron Jones is going to ball. That's going to be a good day.
This is at Louisville, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cardinals lose at the Ville. I've been convinced that they're not going to lose at home. I keep saying that because Miami is playing them like they're going to be in Miami. So this is our only saving grace, is that Louisville is not going to potentially beat us in Miami. But if Miami had to go to Louisville, I would guarantee that we were losing. So I will guarantee that Va-Tech may make it a good game, but I don't see them winning in Louisville.
I'm going to say Va-Tech covers. No, I'm not. Fuck it. I think Louisville wins by 30. You're not. It's the Ville, baby. It's the Ville. If you've never been to the Ville, have you guys been to the Ville?
I have not.
Not during game day, but it's on my list now.
Have you been to the city, though?
Yeah.
If you fly into the city, once you leave the airport, you go onto the main road, boom, you're on the highway. Once you get into Louisville, boys, the whole city is either horse racing or it's the college. That's it. They are so sports-centric. They love their cards. I'm taking Louisville big here. Big.
even going back to when Braum was the quarterback there, it was all about defending LaVille. Like, I'm not saying that they were trying to manufacture it back then, but it's
It's
been
not manufactured now. People love that school.
yeah, it's been a hot minute. They have achieved their
And
dream
you know what?
of
They're the part of
manufacturing.
Kentucky that they don't fuck their cousins. They're a good part of Kentucky. They're like the educated part, not the fucking Lexington coal mining fuckers.
We still going on about this?
Yeah.
Hi, Anna.
She's got to get ready for work.
Fair enough.
But
Here we go, boys. Number 15, Notre Dame, rolling in to Clemson at 12 o'clock. Notre Dame is -3. I am hammering Clemson.
There it is.
I'm hammering that when I get home at 8 a.m.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Oh, come on.
That was Anna. I can't tell you how clear your voice was over the camera. It was great.
Yay.
So listen. I'm taking Clemson here for a couple reasons. They're not that bad. It's a 12 o'clock kick. He needs to have a good win. I don't trust Marcus Freeman. And it's at Clemson, boys, and it's still a hard place to play. And if Notre Dame pulls this off, I'm going to talk so much shit. Because we are going to go 10-2, and we're going to be the best 2-win team in the country. Without a doubt.
Tia, what do you got?
I was gonna pick Clemson myself.
Jesus Christ. You guys are terrible.
I don't want to be that guy, but it would be great if they lost. But
You guys are terrible. So here's the deal. I know Johnny's being distracted by, his
pussy.
baby mama. But
Tyler just said pussy.
I
but
like it, Tyler.
so here's the deal. Oh,
What's up?
what's up?
I love me too. Like and subscribe, and you should listen to the Mighty Line Parlay that we're putting out.
There you go. Johnny,
What's up? What?
your team at Notre Dame is a better football team than
No,
Florida
I
State.
won't hear it. Not going to hear that.
They are actually a better team than Florida State. They're a better team than Florida State. Florida State.
Rob, but we're going. This is a college football spot here, so I really.
I understand that. But if Florida State,
we have text. Can you come on?
Oh my god.
Sorry, am I muted?
nope.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. I got. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Babe, can I get a blowjob when you get home?
What?
I'm still not muted. Oh, I'm just kidding. That was just kidding. That was definitely a bit.
That was really funny. Tyler was like, yeah.
It's funny.
I think it's going to be a close-ass game, but at the end of the day, even Marcus Freeman is a better game day coach than Dabo Swinney, and you have a better team than Florida State.
Rob, I hope you're right.
I can't believe I'm the only one picking fucking Notre Dame here. This is fucking.
Rob.
This is wild.
Notre Dame?
But you know how I get with my team.
You suck.
You know how I get. You're a Giants fan that thinks they're going to win every week.
No, I don't.
It's called fucking delirium.
No, I bet on the Jets a couple weeks ago.
Did you bet
Go to
on
work,
that?
Anna.
Yeah, go to
I gotta
work.
go home.
Will make me money. That's right. When you get home, you're going to have breakfast waiting for you, and I'm going to get a super sloppy blowjob while you eat French toast.
While eating French toast.
Yeah.
That's just like a type of dick sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah, she's going to eat French toast while she blows me.
That's just like a really sugary dick sandwich.
Love you, baby. Why are you taking both of those down there?
I take it back. This is Johnny's sugar mama, not baby mama. I mean, also baby mama, but sugar mama.
Yeah, just come home for it. Don't be a fucking retard. Love you, baby. She's fucking crazy. You want to close the door? What are we in a fucking barn? Animal? Just
You're
because
not
you
the only
suck
one
dick
crazy.
like a barn animal doesn't mean we have to live like one.
What is that vibration? Oh, that's
Love you.
that's got to be the lock.
Anyway, hit it one more fucking time. Bye, jerk. All right, where are we? 16 Oregon State at Colorado. Who we got, boys?
It's mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, freaking well, Oregon State. Let's just do.
Was that you just being high? That was like Porky Pig.
Yeah, a little bit there, but I was going to have some analysis about how a Sanders brother is out for targeting for the half, and be all like, it's going to be.
That was okay. We have to talk about that. That was a terrible call.
That was a very terrible call.
Like, Rob, did you see that play? Yeah,
I heard about it.
He flexed afterwards, and when you make a hit like that, he literally led with his shoulder. He didn't dip his head, and he just hit him, and he hit him in the shoulder, and he fell hard. Like the kid outweighed him by 50 pounds.
He still put him down.
I don't know. I thought that was just a good fucking hit. We gotta stop turning this into. I think I tweeted it. We have to stop turning this into 7-on-7, dude. We have to.
Yeah,
like that was a beautiful, not dirty, not defenseless. He saw it coming. Hit. It was a beautiful hit.
So, I think they did it because it's
they 100% did it because it's his son.
It's his son. That's it. Like that's what I think it is. I don't even think personally. I don't think it was because they were like, "Oh, that was dirty." They're like, "Ooh, we get to take a shot at Dion."
Yep.
And I think that's just going to start a whole calamity of problems for Colorado.
That's bullshit because, yes, I get it. Like, you have to reap what you sow. And, like, when you get your ass kicked, you should have to pay. You need to pay for your sins of running your mouth. But you can't let the refs do, like, you can't do that. That's bad.
I agree, but the refs are going to fucking do it. That's what I'm saying. Again. Exhibit 1, all of Miami football's, not wins as championships. It's the refs being like, oh, you ran your mouth, so we're going to intervene now.
No, I get it. Just a bad call. Rob, who do you have in the game, though, Rob?
Oregon State is designed to beat up on this Colorado team. Just grind them into dust. But then again, I believed in Oregon State last week and got hosed. So, let's do it one more time. Let's go, Beavs.
I said I'm picking Pac-12 teams when I don't know at home. And I think that Oregon State is meant to grind it out, run the ball with Martinez, run the ball with DJ. But you can't be losing to Arizona.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm picking Colorado, and I'm picking Shedeur to look like the Heisman. And I don't care. Jaden Daniels is the Heisman to me in LSU. I don't care, what your record is. It's the best player, not the best player on the best team. So I think for that, I think Shedeur puts his stamp on, has a Heisman-esque performance. Not saying he's going to win the Heisman because, that's not how it goes. But I think he has, 6 touchdowns in this game.
If he gets more than, 3, then I don't think that Oregon State will keep up.
Who just picked that first one?
Tyler did, technically, I think.
Rob, you're up. Number 21, Kansas, off of a huge win at a low-key 5-3 good team in Iowa State.
So, huge win, massive win, and they're at Iowa State. If this was Iowa, I'd still pick Kansas. I'm going with Kansas.
Do we have a kickoff time on this? I'm trying to find it. It is a 7 o'clock kick.
Yep.
Kansas is actually getting 3 points. Okay. Wow. That just made my pick change. Rob, you taking Kansas?
Yup.
I'm taking Iowa State. I'm taking Iowa State simply because of that number. It looks weird to me. I think Kansas should be favored. Even with the backup quarterback, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to take Iowa State simply on that.
That means everyone's betting on Iowa State, yeah?
No, that means Vegas is
being weird.
It's being weird.
They're playing the backup quarterback, which is going to have everyone bet money on Kansas, which means Iowa State's going to win. Tyler?
I'm going Kansas. Because I think somebody's secretly interviewing for the Michigan State gig. I believe it's Matt Campbell.
That'd be a good get for them.
I knew that you were not a fan of Matt Campbell, so that's why I was
Next
hedging
game,
my bet.
not a ranked game. Actually, it is a ranked game. Not a game that's gonna have any, into the playoff or all this other bullshit. But maybe the most important game in the history of America. Simply because of the fact that it's the troops, and I'm a guy. I'm a guy about the troops. Like, I'm for the troops. I'm all about the troops. I love the troops. They're the ones that keep us safe. Love the troops. They play for the love of the game. Army at number 25, Air Force. I'm trying to find a kickoff.
2:00 Eastern Standard.
2:00. Would we have a spread on that?
17.5 Army gets.
Well, I'm gonna pick this. I'm gonna have one loss this week, and it's gonna be this game. But I don't pick against my Army boys, the boys that I grew up watching, West Point, New York, the real men, the boots on the ground. Air Force is, listen, my cousin's an Air Force guy, love him to death. They're a bunch of pussies. Like, we all know. Like, they just get to fly planes. They barely work. Give me the guys that are out there grunting and humping. Give me Army. Always Army, forever Army, beat Navy.
And I guess Air Force.
I like Army. Although Air Force is going to win. But I like Army. I like Army. Even though Air Force is going to win, I like Army.
It's Air Force is my pick. 2 fuel points.
They're going to go undefeated.
Well, yeah, easily.
But Army's going to win.
So I'm going to pick Air Force to represent, my birth state, Colorado.
No one cares. Next game. We're picking this because it's funny. Wisconsin at Indiana.
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Wisconsin -9.5. It's a 12:00 kick. And it is in Bloomington. Low key, Bloomington might be the nicest campus in the Big Ten.
I agree with that.
It is a beautiful, it's tucked into the southern Indiana mountains, which you didn't know there was mountains in Indiana. It is beautiful. You would think you were in the South when you were there.
Our friend Cade would absolutely agree. TA, what do you got? You're the Big Ten mastermind. Who do you want to win?
Indiana looked really good against Penn State.
I want Indiana. I want Indiana to win for obvious reasons. But do I want to risk it for the biscuit? It might sacrifice my lead here. And I do want to do that. I'm going Indiana.
Well, then I have no choice. By the math alone, I have to pick Wisconsin.
I'm also riding with Wisconsin.
This is how we catch up, Tyler.
Next game, big game. I believe either 6-2 or 5-2. Georgia State is playing James Madison at home. So Georgia State's at home versus James Madison.
Ooh.
James Madison is undefeated.
Yes, they are. But playing Georgia State at home, that's
3:30 kickoff. James Madison is giving 5.5 on the road.
Where is Georgia State located?
Good question. I'm gonna say, I think it's Macon.
Oh,
I think, or is that Georgia Southern? Hold on, let me look. I think it's Macon.
sorry, not Georgia State. It's Georgia Southern.
State's in Atlanta.
State's in Atlanta. They're in Atlanta. They're in Atlanta.
So this is an Atlanta game.
Yeah, Southern is in Macon.
Got it.
I'm going to take JMU because I love the Dukes. I love their story. They're an FCS school who just come onto the Sun Belt and they're beating everybody. They're beating Sun Belt teams, ACC teams, Big Ten teams. They're just the best team in Virginia, and it's not even close. Give me JMU. I think they go undefeated all year, and I actually picked them to only lose one game all year. So
I'm right there.
I'll go with James Madison.
Everybody's rolling. All right, next pick. 3 more to go. BYU at WVU.
Let TA do this one.
I'm going WVU.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is in the mountains. Well, that won't necessarily phase BYU, but I think this is their first year playing up there, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go with the home team, Mountaineers.
I'm trying to find the kickoff of this game. If it's a night game, it's all over. It's a 7:00 kick. BYU's getting 12 points. Listen, I mean, West Virginia.
It's too late in the fucking night for this shit.
It's a culture thing, man. You just the wind. It gets so old there. It gets older than the trees, younger than the mountains, and it just gets blowing like a breeze. And then it's just like you just got to take those country roads and they just take you home to a place where you guys belong. And it's
Johnny,
the state of West Virginia.
I'm going to tell you, the next time I see you, I'm going to punch you.
Boys, but no, low-key, I love West Virginia here. I love Garrett Green here. I love the running game. It's at night in West Virginia, the cold, the mountain. Let me tell you, it's isolated. It's isolated area.
Yeah.
Like, the people that fly in are flying into Pittsburgh. You're not flying into Morgantown Airport with a football team because the airplane's not big enough. You're flying into Pittsburgh, and you're taking a bus an hour and a half. Then you gotta stay at the one hotel, staying at the Sheraton, down by the river, I can't say it right.
Monongahela.
Monongahela River. It's cold there too. It's fucking just cold. It's gonna be cold. It's probably gonna be snowing. There's people that get lost in West Virginia more than any other state in the union. Give me West Virginia. Give me a big because it just gets old there. It's just old there. Older than the trees, but younger than the mountains that are just blowing.
Since you were doing this to me constantly with this bullshit, if it is actually the Monongahela River, that is where the famous painting of the British getting their ass beat in the French Indian War and like George Washington almost dying, but like leading the troops and like basically his Heisman moment was the Battle of Monongahela.
Where was that? What state was it in? Was it in Pennsylvania or was it in West Virginia?
Well, at the time it was the Ohio River Valley, but I'm pretty sure it was right near West Virginia. Maybe not Morgantown, but that area.
It runs. The river runs north to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was in that area. So it was on the way to Fort
history
Necessity.
lesson. I like that. We're gonna
But so people have been getting fucking
after the
trashed.
show. We're gonna look that up. That's
fine. I'm just saying, if that is true, which I'm pretty sure it is, then people since the fucking 1700s have been getting lost and getting their ass beat in the hills of West Virginia.
Guys, they're like real hills. Like they're big.
Yeah, not mountains.
There's trees, and these trees with all these leaves on them. You remember this movie? So I'm not going to do this video. I'm not going to do it. Next game, Miami at North Carolina State. 2 more to go, then we're out.
Why are you doing this to me, man? I'm gonna keep doing this until it doesn't work anymore. I'm picking North Carolina.
I'm taking Miami to cover. I'm taking Miami.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Miami to cover. It's only 6 points.
We're not gonna do it. Well, no, you know what? We might do it because it might come down to overtime again.
Miami -6.
I'll bet you we win in overtime by 2 because we get the 2-point conversion and they don't.
It's a night kick, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that fucking terrifies me. North Carolina State at night at home is not a fun place. It's
going to be a little cold. It's going to be a little bit colder.
Yeah, it's not a fun place to play. TVD already had to deal with that bullshit before. Now he managed to light them up back then and not have the yips or whatever the fuck is wrong with them now.
North Carolina's not very good. North Carolina State's not very good this year.
I know they're not. Even when they were good, though, like I said, TVD trashed them, but he's got the fucking yips right now. You know, I got feel for the guy. So we're gonna like tie, I don't know, 20-20, and then go to fucking overtime and probably win by 2. So,
Tyler,
Miami figures it out mid-second quarter.
boom.
I'm definitely not
big.
picking us to cover.
Miami big and a cover. Big.
They were definitely not covering.
All right, last game of the week, guys. You can wrap it up. Then I want to look up that Mahongla shit.
It's okay. My 8th graders don't know what the fuck it is either. It's fine.
Number 12, Missouri. At number 2, Georgia.
Jesus.
I want to see the spread. I want to see the kick. When is this kick?
God. This is why JC's supposed to be here.
I know JC's fucking up right
It
now.
is a 3:30. It's 3:30 your time.
And Missouri's getting 15 points.
How is this game a 3 o'clock kickoff?
That's right. It's a CBS game, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably the CBS SEC special game.
Okay. Well, I'm
That's
going
weird,
to
though.
pick.
Over the Alabama LSU game, that's weird, actually.
I'm going to pick Georgia, and just shut my mouth.
I'm going to pick Georgia because Missouri is very overrated, and they're not much
Missouri
better,
doesn't beat Georgia.
and they're not that much bit better than those cousin fuckers from Kentucky. And Missouri doesn't beat Georgia in anything, like not in like hotness of women, coolness of people from the state. Like I'm sure there's better mass murderers from Georgia. Like they don't beat them at anything. There's nothing that the state of Missouri is better than the state of Georgia at all. Not one thing. Nope. They don't even beat them alphabetically. There's not. You can't give me one thing. There's better.
I think they have
lakes
more
than Georgia.
letters. I think they have more letters in Missouri.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. It's tied. They can't even beat him at letters. Go ahead, TA.
Well, Missouri.
Wow. We're going to come back hard on Tyler this week. All right. So looking back on our picks,
Nope.
I'm here. Looking back at our picks.
This is a serious moment. Oh, it's hilarious. Sorry.
Looking back on our picks, we
Tyler,
only
you're
have
so high right now. Jesus
we only
Christ.
have Illinois and Maryland. We're gonna make that our spiked college football. That's gonna be our spiked college football money line parlay. I wish we had another team, but we didn't get. You know what we'll do? We'll do this. We'll do Oklahoma because it's kind of an upset. We'll do Oklahoma, Illinois, Maryland as our money line parlay. Let me look that up real quick. Tyler, what do you think that'll be on the? How much do you think that'll be on the app tomorrow morning?
I want to say north of 10.
Let me look. Let me see what the odds are going to be. Rob, do the wrap up while I do these odds.
All right. So, yeah, this has been a long ass show. Somebody decided he wanted to go over 21 fucking games today, and then we had to sing about West Virginia repeatedly. So then I had to give a history lesson.
That was spoken word. That wasn't singing.
Point is, this is Johnny's fault as always, and so I'm gonna keep it quick tonight anyway. TA is so high he's laughing his ass off right now.
He doesn't even know where he is.
I do. I'm home in Kearney, Nebraska. Leave me alone.
So, he's fine. He's fine. He's dandy. So anyway, we hope that this is going to be a great fucking month of November and a great fucking weekend to start it off. And as always, we've got Outback Buck Shack, which constantly steals away our Lance Bass of the group.
Who we need.
Who we need desperately because we're a bunch of fucking assholes and we need our glue guy. But we do appreciate them as always, sponsors,
It's
etc.
plus 1030. The money line parlay. It's plus 1030.
I knew it was above 10.
So
But even if we're
$10 wins you 103.
there, you go. So even though we're a bunch of assholes, even though we don't have our glue guy, and some of us are, don't even know where we are right now, we're still the best fucking college football show on the internet. It's just what we do. This is who we are. even though we can't even get our camera right. Oh, there we go. Now we're good.
Okay. Listen, we're back. All right, Rob, good job trying to fill in. You know, that's a C+ average there. We're here. We're better than you.
Kind of like your fucking average on picks.
That's my suck it. Tomorrow, me and TA, if Rob wants to hop on, he doesn't have to. He's a very busy man. He does like teaching things. We're gonna be doing our money line parlay. So far, we have for our tonight show, we have Oklahoma, Maryland, and Illinois plus 1030 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. We'll be doing more picks tomorrow. Money line parlay. Me and Tyler coming up with a huge money line parlay, probably a 5-teamer. Boom, 5-team to win you at least 10 grand. Every team wins. We split the money. Everybody wins. We're here. We're better than you. We know we're better than you. I'm your baby mom's favorite gambler, your wifey's favorite bookie. We are on Apple, Spotify, all that other good shit. Love you guys. Let's always, as always, let's keep it
Spiked.
spiked.